Hello students, we are going to be designing a marble maze, kind of like you probably played with as a kid. You go, ooh, tip that around and get the marble to the end here. I have a demo one here of what not to do. But you can kind of see how it's constructed here. In each of the little corners, there's going to be a little pin that will slide in there, and then that holds the pieces together so they don't come apart here like that. There's going to be a clear piece of plastic on the top as well, so that the marble doesn't fall out. For our marbles, we're going to actually use these little metal ball bearings that we have that are 1/4 inch in diameter, 0.125. So let's have a look at what's going on in our design here. So this is a completed one. This is something that's correct, right? The other one had some what not to do's in it that we'll talk about later. But you are going to be putting a whole bunch of walls in there and some other obstacles possibly of other cool things you might want. And then you're going to have a starting spot. So that's like where you start from, and then that's where you end. And then there's going to be like little booby traps along the way. If you fall in there and you fail, right? That's the fail spot. Those little stars. And you can put anything else you want in there too. And we'll have a closer look at these corner pieces of how they interlock here, which are pretty cool. But this looks very complex, and I'm going to actually have most of it designed for you guys already. You are only going to have to design all the maze obstacles and the things in the maze. The walls and all the other pieces will be pre-made for you. So when you first log into here, you're going to have 2 tabs at the bottom here, or maybe 3, but you're going to need these 2 ones. You're going to actually create your design here using this sketch that I've already have started for you here, and you're going to be drawing everything right there. So then you can see here, this is what your maze is going to look like. With all the pieces you can see here are laid out. And you can even see that piece of plexiglass, that clear plastic that's going to be on the top there. But your design is going to be here, and you're going to start off by looking at it straight from the top. And this is just the first of several videos here. So this is going to take a little bit of work to get it all going. And let's start off by making the starting spot. So we'll put a nice little circle down here. And we want this to be smaller than the ball bearing so that it does not fall out. The ball bearing is 0.25. So this needs to be anything smaller than 1/4 inch. Like 0.2 would work great. And I want to put that maybe right there. Not too close to the corner there. Something like that. And I want another one over here. And I'm going to show you a little trick here along the way. I did not dimension that one, but if I select both of those circles and I push the equals symbol, it's going to force those both to be the same size. And I don't have to type the number in again. It's a fun little trick there for you. And we'll put that somewhere that looks good over there. And from there, you get to start designing with probably just the rectangle tool here, all the walls that are going to be put in there. So right now, if you're getting too many things popping up with all these, it's like, oh, I'll line up with other things. You're always welcome to hide the base piece there, which didn't really solve the problem, but start drawing all your walls here. And I'm going to show you again a little trick here to don't worry about dimensioning each one. Put all your walls in there you want, something like this, whatever you want. Obviously, you're going to have a lot more. If you want to have a wall that's at an angle, I would not use the rectangle tool. I would use the straight line tool, and then make it at a right angle. And then when you finish your rectangle there, you're going to have to force these two to be parallel. So this line and this line are not parallel right now. We want to force them to be parallel so that it's a true rectangle, and you'll see it changes a little bit when you do that. And then you're going to have a nice rectangle here. Draw all your pieces. Obviously, you are going to have a lot more walls and different pieces in there. In the directions, it tells you how many walls you have to have minimum. This is not like a 1-2 wall thing and we're done. Go look on the directions on our webpage. It'll tell you how many walls you need minimum. And so you're going to have all your rectangles in there, all your different things. And the next thing you're going to do is we're going to dimension just one of these. If you had this, and this is the thickness of the material we're using, which is 0.125. You could type it in there, but better yet, if you'll notice over here, it says wall thickness. That's how thick the little walls are going to be. So instead of typing that in, let's type in wall, and we're going to use this variable. So now every time it is being used, we can just say wall thickness, and that changes that. And now, instead of having numbers all over the screen and having to dimension each time and click wall and type in wall thickness each time, I'm going to select all of these pieces that need to be the same size, and we're going to use that equals tool just as before. And we're going to come up here and we're going to force all these pieces to be the equal length, just like we did with those circles a second ago. So boom, and look at that, it resized everything. And that might move some things a little bit, so you might have to readjust those, or if you want, you can do this making all the things equal as you go, as you draw each wall. It might help you out as well. But fun little trick. Now you don't have numbers all over your whole screen, and you can still move things around and play with these a little bit and make them all look super awesome. And go draw all your walls, and if you want, I'm going to show you one other little thing here before we call this video quits. If you want to do some sort of spinning thing in there like that, we can put a hole through the center of this and put a bolt through there. So I will show you how we can do that real fast before I leave you here. So we are going to draw some sort of little gizmo here. And what this looks like is going to be really up to you. And let's see, I want to probably do a circular pattern here. And it's showing up way over there. I'm going to zoom in here. All right. And I'm going to say I want that to be, that's weird. No, not over there somewhere. We'll put that maybe right there. That looks pretty good. I'm going to say okay. This wall is probably going to be in the way. I'll move that out of the way for now. And obviously put it where it belongs for you. And then we're going to say a circle that's going to connect all those, and another circle that's going to be the hole in the center. That hole in the center, let's make that 0.125 also for the size of our bolt. And feel free to play around with the size of this and change things. You can also use this fillet tool that we may have tried out already a few times, and make some, didn't like that. And make some nice rounded corners. Let's try that fillet tool after I trimmed out part of that circle there. There we go. And it's going to make some nice round corners on things. If you like the looks of that, you can try that out. And that's a little off there, so you have to click on that one. No, it doesn't like that. Anyway, you'll get the hang of it, and you can round off some corners a little bit, and you can change the radius of this by adjusting some things here. Play around with that. You can round off some corners and make some cool little spinner dealy bob there. And I will leave you there to get creative with your design of your maze. make sure you have the correct number of walls, or more is always fine. You might need to play around with some things as they move and change here to make sure things don't overlap like we had there. Your whole design, I guess I didn't mention this, needs to fit inside this box that's already on the screen there when you start. I should have mentioned at the beginning. Anyway, enjoy. Look out for the next video. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.